Good day to be Indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, he didn't cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagi to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news events, and as you know, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues. Hey, we got a jam-packed show today, and I just want to wish everybody a happy Halloween. And we have Charlotte Cummings, Director of Community Partnerships from the Madison Children's Museum in Madison, Wisconsin, and we're going to have a great conversation with her and what's happening Native-wise at the museum here this coming up on the 6th. Really excited to interview her. Also, we have Bob Blake coming in with the Solar Bear with the solar news and the sports. It's kind of a new thing, and just wanted to give him a shout out. And also, we're going to have a quick shot of our friend Governor Evers. I just wanted to bring up one thing here before we get too far into it. Is judges ordered Trump administration to use emergency reserve for SNAP payments during the shutdown. And that's just common sense, and our Democratic friends have been calling for that for weeks and weeks. And so some judge has in Boston, I do believe, the two federal judges ruled simultaneously on Friday that President Donald Trump's administration must continue to pay for SNAP, the nation's biggest food aid program, using emergency reserve funds during the government shutdown. And the judges are from Massachusetts and Rhode Island, and power to you, doing something for the community. That's really right on and really exciting. Also want to remind everyone, tomorrow there is a adoption powwow at the Minneapolis American Indian Center, and that starts grand entries at 1. If you're an adoptee, a mother, or a relative, or somebody that's gone through any kind of foster care, please show up beforehand. And there's a talking circle at 10 a.m. and some ceremonies. And then the ceremony open to the public is at 4 p.m. At the Indian Center. And then there's another grand entry. So pretty exciting stuff. Hey, I want to, before I get too far into this, I want to reach our governor of the great state of Wisconsin's reached out as always to give us an update. So without any further ado, let's hear from our friend Governor Evers of the great state of Wisconsin.
Hey there, Native Roots Radio. Governor Tony Evers here with my weekly update. Economic uncertainty and prices going up on everything from groceries to school supplies. We should be working to make healthcare more affordable and more accessible, not making it more expensive and harder for folks to get the health care they need. Unfortunately, President Trump and congressional Republicans would rather shut down the government than work together with Democrats to do that. The government has been shut down for over 20 days now because Republicans refuse to work with Democrats to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits that help make health care more affordable for millions of Americans. And without these enhanced tax credits, healthcare premiums for Wisconsinites are going to skyrocket, period. Many Wisconsinites will see their premiums double. Some will see staggering increases over $30,000 per year. Here are just a few examples of what people are going to see. A middle-class family of 4 in Wausau will see their premium go from $886 a month to over $2,300 a month. A 60-year-old couple in Rice Lake making about $85,000 a year could see their premium skyrocket 800%. That's an annual increase of over $30,000 in costs. A 26-year-old in Eau Claire who makes $48,000 a year is no longer eligible for their parents' insurance, would see their premium double, costing them an additional $2,000 a year. If Congress doesn't act, health care coverage will be so expensive many Wisconsinites may be forced to go without health care at all. Folks, open enrollment is just days away. Republicans in Congress must work across the aisle to end the government shutdown and prevent Wisconsinites from seeing skyrocketing health care costs this next year. Get to work. Let's get this done. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Back to you, Robert, and Native Roots Radio.
Thank you, Governor Evers. Those are staggering numbers. I really appreciate you bringing that up. We've heard so many different things going on with this government shutdown and the SNAP situation. It's just mind-boggling. And, you know, it's going to trickle down to everybody, not only the people that are on Obamacare, but everybody's going to get whacked with a big, big premium. So want to just call up your legislators, call up the Republican legislators and get this thing over with. It's attack on poor people, it's attack on BIPOC people, and we need to get that done. And we need to get them working, you know, and it's really a sad situation here that this is happening, and we really want to really amplify this, that our prayers are out for everybody, but we need to get the government working again. And it's not both sides, and I don't agree, and I don't believe it's both sides. So let's give these congressmen and senators that are on the Republican side a phone call and a piece of our mind. Also want to remind our friends here that are living in the Twin Cities, on November 2nd, Paul Messa 70th birthday party, special concert, and it's a fundraiser for AM 950. It's at the Esther House at 7 p.m. Be there or be square. I will be there, and it's a beautiful thing. Again, back to the gathering for children and returning adoptees at the Minneapolis American Indian Center powwow. That is tomorrow, November 1st, and a lot going on here. And again, we have a couple really great guests coming up next. And I really got a lot of great feedback too from our reading of President John Greendeer's open letter on Facebook and social media. And just a big shout out to him. He's a doer, and the Ho-Chunk Nation really is lucky to have him as president. And so power to you and all you other Native organizations and Native governments across Turtle Island. Keep up the good work for your people. We know that we use our own money and our own resources to help our people. And we, pick up the slack that the government has promised us over 500 years to help us with. And we have picked up the slack, and we continue to pick up the slack. Again, today's show, we're going to have Bob Blake from Red Lake. I just had to say that one more time, just like saying that. He'll be on a little later. And we got a special guest coming up, and it was great to hear from our friend, Governor Tony Evers. Again, one of the things that I wanted to bring up is that as of right now, a couple judges have ordered the federal government to do their job and to go to the reserves and get the emergency reserve for SNAP and payments during this shutdown. So good on them, and let's keep working. Let's keep talking about these issues. And as you know, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues. We'll be right back. This is Native Roots Radio. Please stay with us. Hoa.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis Air. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy. But with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
Your heart beats for generations.
Your heart is so many things. It beats all the time, and it works very hard to keep you moving through your day, keeping your thoughts clear. It's the most important organ in your body.
Every beat of your heart tells a story of love, resilience, and hope. Taking care of your heart means creating more moments with the ones you cherish. Learn more at hennepin.us/heart-beats. That's hennepin.us/heart-beats.
Discover Matrilineal Memory by Hopi artist Michaela Schaefer, now in view at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis. This evocative exhibition features paintings, poetry, and installations that explore memory and cultural preservation. Don't miss the Artist Talk with Michaela Schaefer on Saturday, November 15th from 2 to 3:30 p.m. at the Gallery. Matrilineal Memory is open through December 13th. Experience art that transforms memory into connections and healing. Details at allmyrelationsarts.org.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Hey, we have a special guest here, and I know this is for our Wisconsin listeners, but also people that Minnesota, you travel back and forth to Wisconsin, and there's a big event happening at the Madison Children's Museum, and I have Charlotte Cummings, Director of Community Partnerships, on. Welcome to Native Roots Radio. I'm really excited to amplify what's going on.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be able to be with you today and to talk a little bit about one of our celebrations at our museum.
Well, it's coming up Thursday, November 6th, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., and it's a free admission. Let's talk about Indigenous Heritage Celebration. That's totally exciting. You got some artists coming, and let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen.
Sure. So it's our first, our inaugural Indigenous Heritage Celebration. We have some other celebrations at the museum, but again, this is our first one, and it's Thursday, November 6th. It's from 5 to 8 p.m., but we start with free admission at 4 p.m., and we will be featuring food, music, art, and dance representing Indigenous traditions. And we are lucky to have two people that are coming to do big programs with us, Evan Blue Sky Logan and group, and also Shea Schreiber. So Evan will be bringing his group, and he is a Tribal Bear Thunder Warrior clan member of the Ho-Chunk Nation of Wisconsin. And then Shea Schreiber is a member of the Martin Falls First Nation community in Canada. And Shayla will be sharing with us, Shaya will be sharing with us her artwork and doing a printmaking activity with families and kids.
That's exciting, and really appreciate the museum, Madison Children's Museum. And let's give the address out there too for people that, and I'm going to tell you, Charlotte, one of my favorite cities, if I didn't live in St. Paul and New York, I love Madison, and I love Madison, and I've spent so much time there, and I'm glad we're on civic media that's all across Wisconsin and directly in Madison. So I just am flabbergasted. I love Madison.
Madison is a wonderful place, and I hope that people will come out, and people that are in the surrounding areas will travel and come visit us this evening or even another time. But we're located at 100 North Hamilton Street on the Capitol Square.
Exactly. And then your number too is 608-256-6445. That's 608-256-6445. 4 or 5 for more information. But you have other things going on too, and not just indigenous things, but there's things happening at the museum all the time.
Yes, we have quite a few programs. Every Thursday night we are open free from 4 to 8 p.m. so that families can come after work and after a busy school day. And generally we are open Wednesday through Sunday. So we're closed on Monday and Tuesday. We have a lot of different programs. Right now, of course, we have the 13 days of Halloween going on, with today being the final day of Halloween. So we celebrate a nice long chunk of October. But we're so excited about, we have other cultural celebrations too. So this one coming up on Thursday, November 6th, but we just also had one in October. October 11th, we had our Hispanic Heritage Celebration. And we have another celebration coming up in February for Black Heritage, and then one in May for Asian American and Pacific Islander heritage. So we like to really celebrate all of our communities.
Absolutely. And I know too, you have some more things happening. I don't want to dilute this message about, November 6th from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Thursday Indigenous Heritage Celebration at the Madison Children's Museum, but you have other things going on this month too.
Yes, we do. We have plenty going on this month. We will, on November 15th, we will have a workshop with birch bark, wood, and a craft activity. And then on November 16th, we also have a basket making activity, Indigenous art happening with a graduate student from the UW who is Native and will be teaching that class.
That's awesome. And as you probably know, Charlotte, the Ho-Chunk call Madison Day Job. That's a place where we come from. So it's exciting to see the amplification from the Madison Children's Museum of our Indigenous people and our BIPOC people all across Turtle Island. And it's exciting. How do you have a Facebook website? How can people lock in on the schedule? What's happening there?
Yes, we do. We have both. So our website is madisonchildrensmuseum.org. And then we also have a Facebook page. We're also on Instagram. And so you can reach us in a number of ways. If you put our name into the search engine, it will bring up Madison Children's Museum.
That's exciting. I like to bring that up too, because most people, we get a couple thousand people that watch us online live, but we also have a big audience out there that's probably driving in their car, and they got to remember this because this is the MadisonChildren'sMuseum.org, and then look it up and Google it and find out more. What else do we got going on here? Because this is flying by. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I was previously an art teacher for the Madison Public Schools and also spent some time being a director of education at the Madison Museum of Contemporary Art. But when I came to the Children's Museum, it was like my love of kids and my love of art together. And I've been at the Madison Children's Museum for almost 3 years. Wow. I love it because a lot of my work is with the community. So really I'm uplifting and honoring all of our community members in the Madison area and working on partnerships so that we can improve the quality of life for children and their families. So the Children's Museum, we see ourselves as advocates for children. And so a big portion of what we do are making sure that the museum is inclusive and welcoming for all. We have programs where people can come and visit the museum for very low cost. So we have lots of different things. When you come into the museum and you come to our front desk, we'll ask you if you qualify for a number of different programs. There's no need to show any proof. If you tell us you do, then you get a reduced rate. So we're just wanting to make sure that everybody is able to come to the museum. One of the things that we have that's unique in the nation, I think there might be one other museum that does it, is we have a Pay What You Can cafe. Cool. So because it's always fun for kids to go and have a new adventure, but they get hungry and they need a snack. So we have that available in our museum as well.
Wow, that is awesome. And that's what we all should be doing. And it sounds like you guys are doing it, doing better because we can do better. Again, MadisonChildren'sMuseum.org, and we are talking about, oops, I just lost it. Darn it. We are just talking about, there's a picture of you. I'm looking it up. The Indigenous Heritage celebration Thursday, November 6th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. One of the things too, Charlotte, mention that again about 4 to 8 on Wednesdays. It's free admission, you said?
So on Thursdays, we have admission Thursday evenings. So we're open primarily from 9 to 4 every day, but on Thursdays, we stay open that evening until 8 p.m. so that families can come out in the evenings and be able to visit the museum together. And it's free admission then. So typically right now, our admission prices are $14 per person, but we always are looking for opportunities to make sure that we're welcome and removing barriers for any families. So on Thursday nights, we're open free. And I'm just so excited that our cultural celebrations that we have also take place on Thursday nights when we're free. We'll be having this Thursday, November 6th, in addition to Evan Blue Sky Logan and group, and also an art activity workshop with Shea Schreiber, who is from the Ojibwe Nation. We will also be having the Madison Reading Project there, and they'll be giving out free books for kids.
Wow.
We'll have voter registration for parents. We also developed our own our kid-size children's polling stations, so kids get to practice voting too, because we know how important it is for us to have a voice. We'll be having a demonstration of a Three Sisters garden with somebody on our rooftop showing you how you can make your own. We'll have some specific games for kids throughout the museum, an animal matching game that will focus on the Ho-Chunk language. And then also we will have a big coloring wall and a scavenger hunt that will be specific to Indigenous cultures and helping kids learn more about people from Indigenous cultures.
Wow, you got it going on. That's amazing. Let me just kind of change the subject a second, though. You have people there showing our young ones how easy it is to vote. There's a statistic: if people start voting at 18 or as young as they can, they'll always be a lifetime voter. So that's exciting, Charlotte.
Yeah, we think it's really important. It's part of civic duty, and it's really important for people to have a voice. And we want kids to know how important it is. So we're encouraging adults that need to get registered, and just being there to remind people that we have a lot coming up in the future, many opportunities to have your voice heard. And we want to remind people to do that.
Wow. And again, I just love Madison, Wisconsin. Again, let me just wrap this up here. MadisonChildren'sMuseum.org. That's 100 North Hamilton Street on the Capitol Square. So how far is that from the Capitol?
Oh, we're just like, the Capitol's literally across the street from the Children's Museum. So we're super close.
And I've seen the museum many times. That's what I thought. That is awesome. And then there's plenty of parking. And, you know, I'm old, so I remember when you could drive on State Street, and now it's just buses and bikes. That's how old I am. It's like I'm at Rocky Pizza down in the street, driving down.
Oh, yeah.
Street, so, wow, I really appreciate you coming on. Let's do this again. Please reach out when you have more things to promote, because this is game changing, and I really appreciate you coming on.
We certainly will reach out, and please check our website, MadisonChildren'sMuseum.org, for more details. We hope to see you on Thursday night, and see you anytime you want to come. We're excited to have our visitors and our community come.
Big Peeny Gigi, Charlotte. Up next, we have Bob Blake from Red Lake with Solar Bear with the Solar News. Thank you, and have a great day. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. This is Native Roots Radio.
Hey, it's Patrick for Zero Res. October is here, so Halloween is right around the corner. And if you're thinking of having a horror movie marathon with friends, you better make sure your home doesn't look like something out of one of those movies. Don't ghost your carpet this fall. My cleaning heroes at Zero Res can help get all those spooky smells and creepy stains out of your home. Carpet, tile, rugs, upholstery, hardwood, any surface in your home can be Zero Resified. Right now, you can get your entire home Zero Resified from Minnesota's ultimate carpet cleaner, with 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129. Clogged air ducts and vents are a fire hazard. The U.S. Fire Protection Association suggests cleaning your dryer vent once a year. Call your friends at Zero Res today. Don't let a missed deal haunt you. Call 952-ZERO-RES or go to ZeroResMinnesota.com today and ask for the AM 950 special. Backward or forward spells the same. Zero Res.
Hi, this is Frank Brown of Minuteman Press Uptown with a question for our listeners. How important are business values to you? When you need high-quality digital print, it matters who you work with. You see, Minuteman Uptown is unique. We're one of the only union print shops in Minnesota providing our team with living wages and benefits. We believe in second chances for justice-impacted individuals who want to contribute to the community, and we are active in local issues. We've been in the streets standing up for racial, social, and economic justice. At Minuteman Uptown, our mission is to connect all communities through technology-driven print solutions. An example of that mission is when I moved Minuteman Uptown to North Minneapolis. We're invested in this local community, and we help small businesses and local organizations throughout the Twin Cities reach their audiences. Reach out to Minuteman Uptown and partner with a printer that shares your values. Call us today at 612-870-0777 or visit us at mpuptown.com. That's mpuptown.com.
Hi, I'm Peter Solak.
And I'm Adam Ostrowski.
We are here at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces to talk about the joy of live fire cooking. Cooking over a live fire is the oldest and most basic form of cooking.
What's new is in the way fire is handled and its heat is managed.
It's easier to experience and enjoy the smell and taste of food cooked over a live fire.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces sells and installs live fire grills, fire pits, and ovens. Let us help you experience the smell, the taste, the fun of cooking with fire.
Pizza was first made and is still best made in an open fire oven. The radiant and conductive heat of a live fire is unmatched for wood roasting and baking artisan breads too.
Come see the many ways you can cook over a live fire.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces has over 35 working wood and gas units on display at the corner of East Franklin and Riverside Avenue in Minneapolis. More information at woodlandstoves.com. Find the fire that works for you. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces. Out of the ordinary products and services since 1977.
You're listening to Native Roots Radio. I'm Bobby Wilson. Witcha.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Hey, we are here with Bob Blake from Red Lake. Bob is the owner of Solar Bear, and we do our weekly Solar Bear with the solar news, and up next to Solar Bear with the news and sports. Welcome, Bob. As always, thanks for coming on.
Hey, good to be here, Robert. And so much happening in renewable energy. I want to start off first here real quick, Robert, with this first story. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. And, you know, Robert, he's been in the news lately for antagonizing the president. And yes, exactly. And so, Robert, he's taking it a step further now. And Illinois is rolling out, he signed a sweeping new clean energy bill that includes incentives for energy storage, a ban on nuclear energy, and just basically all these incentives for renewable energy over in Illinois. So, what do you call it? Like wagging the tail, Robert?
Yeah. That's good. Hey, just a reminder too, Bob, there's only one. It's Illinois.
Yeah, Illinois. Yeah, Illinois. Yeah. And so Illinois, right? Illinois. And he's basically just like, you know, moving all of this, in forward, despite what's coming out of the federal government right now. So, you know, really taking the state there, moving forward around renewables. And I think it's a great idea. And I think it's a great thing that they're doing up over there in over there in that state.
Well, it's good that we have attorney generals suing the Trump and over SNAP and all these things, and it's good that the governors in the blue states that make most of the money that go back to the federal government, maybe holding on to the money or doing other things within their power to fight this poop show.
Right. And I recently saw a map of the different areas around the country that pay over like 50% of taxes. And, you know, it's amazing. And they're all like Democratic areas.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the rest of the country's red.
Yeah.
Yep. Amazing. Data centers, Robert. Data centers have really been in the news lately.
Yes.
And OpenAI, Oracle, Related Digital announced a $7 billion data center in Michigan. And this is going to be one of the largest economic development projects in history.
Wow.
To build out the $7 billion data center. So I was just in Michigan, and they have a lot of folks over there that, you know, I mean, they need jobs. I mean, you know, Detroit is still rebounding. You know, there's a lot happening in that space over there, but, you know, I can't be any more happier for Michigan that they're getting something that's huge. But here's the thing, Robert.
Yeah.
These data centers take a lot of water, lot of energy.
Yep.
You know, you got it. They got to be careful with what's happening here. Is my opinion.
Right. And who's making the money off these data centers and taking the water and taking the energy? They should almost be self-sufficient, whether it's solar panels or whatever. It's just amazing. The AI is taken off, and all these, Bob, we were talking earlier before we got on, all these jobs that are being cut.
Absolutely, Robert. I mean, they're saying, you know, that, I mean, if you look at some of the cuts that are coming from Amazon right now, 30,000, it's going down to Microsoft, 16,000, like, boy, across the board.
Yes.
These you know, and what's sad is all of these people that went and got a, you know, degree, you know, in, you know, say coding or, you know, like that, you know, they really thought that this was going to kind of be the end all for them. And I suppose you get into someone like Amazon or Google and you just think here's your career now. And boy, now AI comes up and it's just upending that entire industry.
Yeah, interesting too. I remember talking about this a while ago, Bob, and not to hijack your segment, but just that the people that were graduating a few years ago, I saw statistics that they would have 7 careers by the time they retired because of the way the economy changes. And like we're seeing an example right now where AI is taking a lot of the white collar jobs.
Wow. I mean, Robert, that's amazing. That statistic. And it's really unfortunate because, you know, what do a lot of young people who don't have a career, what are they going to do? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm afraid like crime rates, you know, birth rates, you know, families aren't going to happen. I mean, it really a destruction of like society, you know what I mean? And so that's where my mind goes when I think about this.
Yeah, well, the positive side of that too is that we've had these big spikes, whether it's been, you know, factories coming in the 1800s and things changing. Hopefully, you know, they can figure out what the next big thing is. And you know, we need tax breaks and we need things like that. We need universal health care, obviously. And that would be a game changer for people with jobs. You could go and, you know, not worry about being on healthcare or what kind of healthcare these jobs having, but you could work for yourself or do something that you would enjoy.
Yeah, Yeah, no, that's such a good point, Robert. So kind of got some bad news here, but the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers approves Enbridge's request to
Yep.
reroute a portion of Line 5, Robert,
Yep.
around tribal land in Wisconsin. Um, Despite ongoing court challenges to permits and before state environmental permits have been finalized.
Mm.
I'm not really digging the skirting of the law or this interpretation that this administration is doing. In regards to, let's just start shooting boats in, the Gulf of America, the Gulf of Mexico. Let's just, or I'm sorry, the Gulf of America,
Gulf
whatever,
of Trump,
right?
the Gulf of Epstein.
Yeah, making these young service people, possibly break international law. You know what I mean? And then subjugating them to that. And so, I'm just saying, growing up in a military family with my mom being a vet and my father being a vet, and I have a deep respect for the military, and I just don't agree with putting those young people, our young men and women service people, in those kinds of positions, Robert. And I think there's going to be some blowback from everything that's happening, Robert, with this.
Yeah, hold on one second. That's unbelievable. It's amazing that we're still talking about Line 5, Line 3, Dakota Access Pipeline, and these things that are still happening. And it makes sense too with this administration, drill baby drill. Yeah, here's some more bad news, Bob. I appreciate you bringing that up because that just broke during our show a couple days ago.
Yeah, and then continuing with the bad news, a North Dakota judge nearly halves the $660 million jury-ordered Greenpeace to pay the Dakota Access Pipeline developer for its role in pipeline protests, saying the damages had no legal basis or exceeded statutory caps. So
wow,
they were ordered to pay half of this Greenpeace to this Dakota Access Pipeline developer. Robert, I always thought we were able to protest or dissent from our government if they felt like they were doing something wrong. That was our right. I didn't know that now that we were having to pay millions and millions of dollars in court-ordered damages to corporations now. Is this where this is going now?
Well, obviously with this president, and they forget how this country took off. These colonizers took off was with a tariff on tea. The Boston Tea Party.
Right, and they're no taxation without representation, right? I mean, it's amazing what's happening. And I don't agree with this, but the operator of Michigan's J.H. Campbell coal plant says it will remain open for the long term after the Trump administration ordered the retired facility to keep operating. Now, Robert, what really needs to understand here is that the utility ratepayer is picking up the cost for all this. Okay, so it's not like Trump's coming down and he's saying, "Hey, I'm taking care of this cost for you." No, the individual ratepayers are going to pay for all this. So, once again, I mean, the people, you all pay, people, all of you pay. So, for the terrible policy decisions that are coming down from, the decision makers.
Wow. Hey, we're here with Bob Blake of the Solar Bear with the Solar News, and we might have a little more. It looks like you have a few more things to talk about before we get into the news and sports here in this next segment. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be right back after this short break. Please stay with us. Ho-ah.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy. But with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
Your heart beats for generations.
Your heart is so many things. It beats all the time, and it works very hard to keep you moving through your day, keeping your thoughts clear. It's the most important organ in your body.
Every beat of your heart tells a story of love, resilience, and hope. Taking care of your heart means creating more moments with the ones you cherish. Learn more at hennepin.us/heart-beats. That's hennepin.us/heart-beats.
Discover Matrilineal Memory by Hopi artist Michaela Schaefer, now in view at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis. This evocative exhibition features paintings, poetry, and installations that explore memory and cultural preservation. Don't miss the Artist Talk with Michaela Schaefer on Saturday, November 15th from 2 to 3:30 p.m. at the gallery. Matrilineal Memory is open through December 13th. Experience art that transforms memory into connections and healing. Details at allmyrelationsarts.org.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Hey, we're here with Bob Blake, the Solar Bear with the Solar News in sports. I want to make sure before we get into the fun light stuff here that you've completed your report as a Solar Bear with the Solar News, Bob.
Yeah, I did, Robert. But I do want to say too that there's a lot happening, and there was one more report that I was going to do about the reshoring up of the solar supply chain in the United States. It's all on. It's not overseas anymore. It is here in the United States now. So that's really cool. So solar projects don't have to be worried about tariffs or those kinds of things. The supply chain is well and is happening now in the United States. So because we know, Robert, that renewable energy isn't going anywhere. And all these investments that were made by the Biden administration are in these spaces. And I personally believe, Robert, that these projects are still going to be being built. This is going to keep moving forward. There's too much. Once again, the investments in renewable energy is only going up, especially in this country. And so I think what the last administration did for this industry really set the kind of space and area for all these projects to continue to move forward. So just want to let the folks out there know that that's happening, and I'm super excited about that. And let's just get through this.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned a term off air that I really liked. This is a call out to the 39% of the people that aren't paying attention and didn't vote this last election. You call them the sleepwalkers. I like that.
Yeah, exactly, Robert. I mean, listen, I totally understand their gripe. I understand where they're coming from, but this is really far more important than, our individual. We have to really think about what does this mean for all of us,
Yeah. And, our future generations, as we always talk about the 7 generations ahead of us. And we're here to protect the environment, Mother Earth and Father Sky and our people. We're used to this, and that's not a good thing to say, but Native Americans are used to this government coming down and basically what they're doing now, the Republicans are starving poor people. So and then the insurance rates are going to skyrocket, and hopefully some of those people that didn't vote for Kamala because she was not going to do anything for them realizes that Trump lied about everything again.
And those people that voted for this guy thinking that their vote really didn't matter, or they thought it was a joke. Especially in our communities, Robert, where I was told last week that specifically up in Red Lake, they had to I think it was over 400 families had to get that notice of their SNAP benefits or
Yeah.
This is real, Robert. This is real. It affects real people, and so I hope that those individuals that made that vote or see this and they realize that they're really hurting their community members.
Well, and not only that, it's funny too. I think 4 out of the 5 regular guests I have on Native Roots Radio have been on SNAP at one time or another in their younger years and for getting help and so it's not just poor people, it's people in transition, it's people that go through divorce, it's all these other things that happen, and it's a safety net, and we know that because people get off SNAP too.
And I just remember my mom working for the Bureau of Indian Affairs and
Mhm.
doing a lot of casework for the tribes, and a very successful tribe now too that would
Mhm.
never she used to go out there and deliver services, and so I just remember her always going out of her way, and I would tag along with her, and she would be doing all these runs, and it but you grow up seeing that constantly, and you're just this is really important, and sometimes it's what people need to just make ends meet, and I just don't know I just don't know why we're here right now. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, well, it's pretty obvious though that the Republicans hate poor people and people of color, and little do they know that higher percentage
Robert,
of people that are
you said it. That's it right there.
yeah. Little do they know more people are on SNAP are Caucasian, and so it's just
they're
going to be getting hit, and when you have Marjorie coming over on the side about it, she's afraid that she's not going to get reelected because of what's happening now in the federal government.
Yep. Just that empathy. Where's the empathy? We're losing that in our society, and I think that's wrong.
Absolutely. Hey, that's segue, Bob. We got 4 minutes left here, and I know you got that proud Vikings cap on, and there's a lot going on. I got to give Green Bay a shout out for their victory, and I do not like anti-vaxxer Aaron Rodgers. He's nuts, so I got to give Green Bay for slapping his team up, the Steelers.
They're playing the Carolina Panthers this Sunday. The Green Bay Packers are, and they're heavily favored. Carolina.
We're not saying that very enthusiastic.
Yeah. No, but the Carolina Panthers, they have so many problems on offense, and they're battered up on defense. I hope Josh Jacobs just really runs them over. So I am definitely rooting for the Packers on that one. And Robert, and like you said, the return of JJ McCarthy for the Minnesota Vikings. Man, are the Vikings having buyer's remorse right now? Looking at Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold, vying for the NFL MVP this year.
No doubt.
Oh boy. The Seattle Seahawks are a surprise out in the West. Indianapolis Colts are a surprise in the AFC. And both are just having stellar seasons, and both were here as quarterbacks last year.
Yeah. Oh my God! Don't even rub it in.
So I mean, the question here though really comes in is Kwesi and O'Connell drinking their own Kool-Aid now?
Hmm.
And the reason why I say that is because to a certain level, like, I think you got to quit patting yourself on the back and be like, okay, let's get to reality. The guys who are actually instituting the plays we're calling, we still need those guys to deliver.
Yeah.
And they went out and spent all this money to get an offensive line for JJ. They went out and free agency and did all this work around the defense, and of course you've got legendary like pass catchers out there. You have some good running. You have like a really good running backfield,
Yeah.
but you're missing the one person that puts it all together.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't know, Robert. This is a tough call.
Let's give a shout out to the quarterback running around the last 3 weeks with the separated shoulder and ligament problems on his left arm. Every time he got hit, you could see him screaming.
Boy, amazing. Carson Wentz, grew up in North Dakota, was a Minnesota Viking fan as a kid. This was always one of his dreams. He got to live it out. But like you said, ended up separating his shoulder at shoulder surgery. Wow. Taking one for the team so JJ can heal properly. Yeah.
Robert, so we only got a few seconds left here. What's the prediction on the Vikings game?
Oh man, Vikings by a touchdown.
Oh, hey, you heard it here from Bob Blake from Red Lake. Also want to give the Twins a shout out for hiring a manager. We'll see how this rebuilding goes, and he's very well respected, but had a losing record with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Hey, Native Roots Radio, we'll see you next week. Ho!